Hello, and welcome to Thetaverse. Your NFTs will unlock a place called Colossus, where you will join a syndicate and you will experience new adventures and unlimited possibilities. Prepare yourself, and once again, welcome to Thetaverse.
Hey, how's it going? Can everybody hear me okay? How's it going this evening? Can you hear me okay in the Discord chat? Well, I certainly hope so. I hope everybody's having a good evening tonight. I know I am. Not too bad for a Wednesday. Let's jump right into it. I got a couple things for us to look into this week. We're going to be reviewing cryptocurrency in general, taking a look at some of the basics, just discussing it. You can't hear me at all? There we go. Can you guys hear me now? Cool. All right. Hopefully we don't get double feedback on the audio, and everything should be okay. So let's go ahead and basically tonight I'm just going to be reviewing cryptocurrency, going over some highlights from last year, talking about some of the top coins, and I got a little thing put together for everybody. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's get it started up here. Oop. Let me flip-flop this around. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Why is it doing that? Let me get this working right. There we go. Okay, let me go ahead and flip this over for your viewing so that you guys can see and hear everything correctly. There we go. That should have switched instantly for you guys. I took a little bit of time to figure this out. I think I got everything working. So let's see how we do.
It is said that Satoshi created Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin was a little baby, for reasons unbeknownst to the world, Satoshi dropped baby Bitcoin off on the steps of Coinbase. As he got a little bit older, he met Ethereum and Litecoin. They became very close and all grew in price.
You can't touch me, for you said the F word, boo-boo face.
And they became the best of buds.
We're going to be best friends forever.
Bitcoin has finally found his home at Coinbase, as he is the leader of the cryptocurrencies.
So that was a pretty cool little intro video. I hope you guys like that. Hopefully you could hear it. So if anybody didn't know, crypto was started in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto. He created Bitcoin. And then, like in that video says, he then sent the first 50 Bitcoins ever mined to Coinbase. And that's how cryptocurrency essentially began. And it was one of the first coins ever listed, and it just grown from there. Since it has massively evolved into an ever-growing decentralized economy, CoinMarketCap has over 8,838 different coins listed. They have 308 exchanges, 142 decentralized exchanges, also known as DEXs. And then the peak market cap of the entirety of crypto was 2,917,878,000, or 2,917,878,817,423 dollars, and that was a record high on 11/9/21. And our current market cap evaluation of the entire crypto is slightly less than that. It's 2,115,831,538,811 currently. And that's just below the Apple market cap. So the entirety of the crypto markets is still equal or less than Apple. That's just one stock, one company. That leaves a lot of room for potential growth if anybody's looking to make some money in this field. It's still a very good time to get in. It's not too late. There's tons of room to grow. The market caps are still very small on all of these coins in a grand scheme. The United States is now the largest Bitcoin mining contributor since China has banned crypto in 2021 for the fourth time, to my knowledge. They are no longer allowing anything to do with crypto. All transactions are 100% illegal. At the same time, on the opposite end of the spectrum, El Salvador adopts Bitcoin as legal tender, which is huge for crypto. Pretty much everybody in El Salvador has a crypto wallet now. It was given to you by the government, and they sent you Bitcoin. So that's pretty cool. I wish more people were doing things like that. That would be awesome. So let's take a look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies and see how they're doing. Everybody knows Bitcoin. The current price is $43,143 when I was researching this. I don't think it's still currently that price. It was definitely dropping earlier. Well, that's actually up a little bit. We're at 43,579 now. So our circulating supply is 18.9 million for Bitcoin, and the max supply is 21 million. So we still got a little ways to go to get there, but it's estimated to take, I think, 10 more years or something like that before we're going to see the end of the Bitcoin, before the last one is mined. The current market cap is $823.6 billion, and they were established in 2009. So they were the first granddaddy of the cryptocurrencies, as everybody knows. And then next, number 2, we have Ethereum. Their current price was $3,510. They have a circulating supply of 119 million. There is no max, to my knowledge. They can keep printing Ethereum as much as they need. Their current market cap is $421.6 billion. And then they were established in 2015. There's a little bit more to their story as well. They were also partners with the guy who created ADA, Cardano, and in the very beginning, and they basically built Ethereum together. And then once it got to the final stages, and Vitalik Buterin basically come out and announced that it was going to be a free coin, it was going to be a non-profit organization, he decided to part ways, and then he went and made Cardano, which came out 2 years later. So that's a pretty interesting fact if anybody didn't know that. And then there's number 3 coin is Binance, BNB coin. Their current price is $475. the supply is 166.8 million, and just like Ethereum, they can keep printing as many Binance coins as needed. To my knowledge, they have a current market cap of 79.5 billion, and they were established in 2017. The fourth leading cryptocurrency right now is a stablecoin, USDT, also known as Tether. That's on the Ethereum blockchain, but it's also branched out to many other blockchains. It's a very, very cool stablecoin. I like it a lot. I use it a lot. It's also used in most perpetual trading contracts, things like that. You have to trade a stablecoin, and 99.9% of the time, that stablecoin is USDT. Their current supply is 78.4 billion. Their max supply, like the past two coins here, they can just keep printing endless amounts of USDT. And supposedly they are backed dollar for dollar. I don't know how much proof is behind that. There's been some question in the past on that, but they seem to stand up to any audits, things like that. They're not in too much hot water at the moment that I know of. So I'm going to stick with their market cap, 78.4 billion, dollar for dollar. They were also established in 2015 and listed on Coinbase as well. And then our fifth coin, which is one that I'm pretty bullish on, is Solana. And the price is actually down a little bit on this too. It's a good time to buy in, guys. Buy the dip. It's $152. The current supply is 309.4 million, but this one has a max supply. Excuse me. And the max supply is 511.6 million. And then the current market cap is 47.9 billion. And this was just established recently in 2020, and it's been performing very well. So the Solana blockchain is self-dubbed the fastest performing blockchain out, and it's very good for NFTs and blockchain games. And so far, they've been performing very well, and they seem to have some pretty good adoption. So that's something that I'm going to continue to be bullish on, and I suggest you guys grab some if you can. I know it's a little expensive, but people were saying that too when Ethereum was $150 and Bitcoin was $150. And look at those now. This coin could be the next Ethereum. It might take a year or two, but it could be. It does have a max supply, as Ethereum does not. I know they have a lot more coins printed, but the possibility is there, especially with more mainstream adoption, like we said in the earlier chart. All of crypto only equals one company in stock market, which is a pretty big company, but Apple. So that's still, there's a lot of huge potential for growth in this industry. And then our fifth coin that's in the top 10 is another stable coin, USD coin, and that's pegged at $1. Their current supply is 42.7 billion. Their max, again, they could print as many as needed, and their current market cap is 42.7 billion, and they were established in 2018. And then we have Cardano, ADA. This has kind of been a sleeper coin. A lot of people are very bullish on this. I myself don't own any. I know some people who do. I'm not very bullish on this coin, but they do have a lot of things going for them. They also have an AI that I've heard a little bit about, which is pretty cool. But their price is $1.24. Their current supply is 33.4 billion. Their max supply is 45 billion, and their current market cap is 41.5 billion. And they were established in 2017. And then next we have XRP, Ripple. I'm sure everybody's heard about this coin. They've definitely been in some hot water. We'll find out soon if they get out of it. But they're marked at 77 cents. They have a current supply of 47.5 billion and a max supply of 100 billion. And their current market cap is 36.8 billion. Oop. And then they were established in 2012. And then I got a little piece of information for some people, a little juicy detail. Most people might not know this. XRP was actually, Ripple was conceived by Jeb McCaleb and built by Arthur Brito and David Schwartz. And that was back in 2004. they designed this, and in 2005 they debuted it as a financial service to provide secure payment options. Um, and this was way before Bitcoin. It was not on the blockchain because the blockchain was not invented. So therefore, it was not the first cryptocurrency, but they had the first idea. And Satoshi Nakamoto actually called these guys out and recognized them for what they were doing and trying to adopt a different form of payment. And it was not centralized. It was decentralized. It was via a global network, just like a blockchain works. And it's pretty cool. This coin was actually bought out and now turned into XRP. And it was originally known as OpenCoin, but now it's known as XRP, Ripple, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you guys knew that. Something that I learned when I was doing my research, and I thought that was pretty cool because everybody talks about Bitcoin being the first, and they paved the way, which they did, but XRP kind of laid the framework and gave Satoshi Nakamoto some ideas on how the Bitcoin could work. And he got to actually see a working model in a sense, just in a much, much smaller scale that wasn't the blockchain. And it didn't have the security of the blockchain. But just pretty interesting facts. I thought I'd share that with you guys. And then we have Terra Luna in our number 9 spot. This coin's been moving pretty good this year. It's $78.66 right now. They have a current supply of 359.4 million. The max supply, again, unknown. I'm pretty sure they can keep printing as many as needed. They have a market cap of 28.3 billion, and they were established in 2019. And then in our number 10 slot, we have Polkadot. They made a lot of moves. They actually had a pretty good price spike, and then they fell back down. In my opinion, they rushed out their blockchain into mainnet launch a little too early, but they think they did it on purpose to kind of gather some liquidity for the team so that they could move forward on other projects, and they needed capital to do that. And I kind of understand that in a way, but in a way I feel like it was rushed. I don't know how you guys feel on that. Their current price is $26.85. Their supply is 987 million, and their max is, again, unknown. They could print as many as needed, and their market cap is 26.6 billion, and they were established in 2020. They're a pretty new blockchain as well, but as you can see in comparison, they come out at the same time as Solana, and Solana is way outperforming Polkadot in strides. I know that Polkadot has a lot more coins, but even in comparison, Solana is outperforming, which I think is pretty bullish. That's why I'm really like Solana. And you guys got any questions so far? Is everybody hearing me clearly? Can everybody see everything okay? Perfect. So that was our crypto top 10. Everybody knows these coins. These are just the top 10 coins on the chart. I just wanted to mention them because they are big. I wanted to kind of go over them with everybody. Some people here in the group are new, and they might not know all these coins, so I just felt the need to share. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top 10 exchanges and see what those are. So the number 1 exchange is Binance, and they have they're pretty large actually. I love Binance. I wish I could still use it. It was my favorite. They're so well put together, and they just have so many options. I should have put on here the markets available because they have over 1,400 markets on Binance. And markets are different trading pairs, if you guys didn't know. Futures options, margin trading, it'd be like BTC versus USDT, BTC versus whatever. Just different trading pairs, different market options. Yeah, I should have definitely put that number on here. We can go over that sometime too. But Binance exchange has a daily trading volume of $22 billion. That's huge. And then their weekly visits is 35.5 million people. They have 397 different coins available on their exchange. which is another reason I really like them. They supported a lot of stuff, which is cool. Coinbase is our number 2, which most US-based users can use. I'm pretty sure all US-based users can use Coinbase. It's a decent exchange. I don't mind them. Like anything, they charge you a little bit to take your money out, but it's pretty safe to hold your money on there. I could definitely recommend that you could do that. They KYC, they're verified with the SEC, they're listed on the stock exchange. I don't see any reason not to trust them with your money. So you could definitely trust Coinbase. They're a very good exchange. They have a daily trading volume of 5.6 billion, which I thought was pretty crazy to go from 22 billion to number 1 to number 2 is less than half. So that just shows you how big Binance is. And then they have 4.5 million weekly visits from different people, and they only have 141 coins available. And I think that this number is slightly skewed. A lot of these coins are available only on Coinbase Pro. On regular Coinbase, I think they might have like 41 coins available. It's not 141. I know that. FTX exchange is number 3 on our list. That has a daily volume of 2.9 billion, and it has 5.1 million weekly visitors. And then they have 301 coins available for you to choose. And then number 4, we have Kraken Exchange with a daily volume of 1.5 billion and 2.5 million weekly visitors. And they have 103 coins available for you to trade. And then number 5 on the list is one of my favorites as well, and I use this exchange almost daily. I'm constantly checking stuff on there. I love this exchange. It's very nice. I do highly recommend it. If anybody is interested, I will throw up my link in the chat and general chat after the show. If you want to sign up for KuCoin, if you're not already, go ahead and use my link and head on over there. It's a great place to be. They have tons of giveaways. You can always earn free money on there. They have trading bots. They have games to play. They have lottery, slot machines, all kinds of good stuff. You can do staking on there. There's just so many things that they offer. They have a slightly higher daily volume than the last two, $3.6 billion daily. And then they have 4.1 million weekly visits. Probably 0.1 is from me. I'm just kidding. And then they have 587 coins available. And then we have Huobi Global. I think I said that right. They have a daily volume of 2.8 billion with 2.2 million weekly visits, and they have 394 coins available. And then there's Gate.io. I'm not sure. Depends state to state. In the United States, if you can use this exchange, I cannot in New York State. I actually put some money into here a while back, 40, 50 bucks, to buy some Hedera hash graph or HBAR before it came out on different exchanges. And I found out that I couldn't get my money out. You have to KYC, and you cannot do that in New York State. So I do not recommend using this if you live in New York State. Because you could put your money in, you just can't take it out. So they have a daily volume of 1.6 billion, and they have 6.1 million weekly visitors, and they have 1,209 coins available, which is pretty awesome. So if you can use this exchange, I would be using it. It is a great exchange. They had a lot of stuff on there. I've been on there and messed around for a while, but once I tried to take my profit out, I was like, crap. I should have did a little more research. And that's why I'm here now, sharing with you guys, so that you don't make the same mistakes I have. On Bitfinex is our next one, and they have a daily volume of 1.2 billion, and they have 1 million weekly visitors, and they have 173 coins on their exchange. I've never used this one before. I don't know if any of you have. If you have, go ahead, speak up, and just if you got something good to say about it, just feel free to jump on in on any of these exchanges. By the way, if you used any of these, FTX, Kraken, Huobi Global, I have not used those. FTX, I'm not allowed to trade on in New York. I tried. And then Binance US. I have not signed up for this. I don't think this is allowed in New York either. They have a daily volume of 728 million, and then they have 1.1 million weekly visits. And then they only have 68 coins available there because the U.S. is very strict on what coins they allow people to list. And excuse me, I think Binance is just being extra cautious as well on their end because of the regulatory issues, and they don't want to draw any red flags or list any questionable coins. Let's put it that way. And then they would potentially lose their rights to have the U.S. exchange. And then our number 10 exchange is Gemini. I never used this one either. I'm not sure if anybody else has. They have a daily volume of 299 million. They have 641,303 weekly visitors, and they have 77 coins available. So you guys got any questions about the exchanges? Comments, questions? Has anybody ever used any of these things that I haven't used, like the FTX, the Kraken, the Huobi, Bitfinex, or Gemini? So like a breakdown of that would be based on liquidity available, how much crypto they actually hold and have in liquidity. It's based on a bunch of things. These numbers here, don't get skewed by them. They're just daily volume, weekly visitors. So it doesn't give you like a major overview of how many people come like monthly or the monthly volume, because this changes daily. These are just the numbers I pulled up today. I can hear you. Yes. No, you're not allowed to. I weaseled my way on there with a VPN, and I was doing some trading. I got into Seller on there actually, and I staked it. And I really like their platform though. I did some futures trading on there. They let you go 100x. I don't recommend it. But they just have such a nice put together platform. But unfortunately, I had to use it because they started cracking down on it. There's another person in our group as well that was on there, and they're no longer on there for the same reason. They started making people KYC. But they were very cool about it too. They gave you plenty of notice. They put up a post about it, and then they still gave everybody 60 days to either pull your money out or KYC. So they didn't rug anybody, which I thought was very cool. Because that is one thing that you got to worry about too. On all of these exchanges, you have a soft wallet on there where you do not hold the private keys. So that's why you would have a two-factor authentication, and that's kind of your second layer of security to prove that it's you, because they hold your private key. Just that's something to keep in mind too for anybody who doesn't really know those things. And maybe we'll go over some wallets after this. If we got some time, we'll see how many people are in here and what they want to do. So the next thing I want to share with you guys is mainstream adoption. So I put together a little video. Just bear with me on this. I'm sorry if it's too loud or anything. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I just want to share it with you guys because I'm sure not a lot of you have seen this, but it's things that I'm looking into and watching closely for everybody. And I will keep you guys updated as well. I post stuff constantly in the general chat. I posted a video the other day. I hope you guys got to watch it. It's about it's one of the over-the-counter trading exchanges. One of the top ones in the world comes on, does an interview, and talks about it. It's very knowledgeable. I suggest everybody takes a few minutes and watch it. It's about 18 minutes long. If you're really into crypto, it's something good to keep up on this kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and head over here. Take a look at these videos.
It is finally happening. Today, Staples Center officially becomes Crypto.com Arena. Air 7 HD was over the venue last night. The signage has already been removed from the roof, and today we will get a look at the new logo and other branding that will go inside.
So across the
all
top
of the
here is going to
external
be
signs are expected to be replaced by June of next year.
Stars all over
Hello,
it.
I'm Mark
Look
Brown.
like stars. They're just lights, though.
History is filled with almosts, with those who almost adventured, who almost achieved, but ultimately, for them it proved to be too much. Then there are others, the ones who embrace the moment and commit. And in these moments of truth, these men and women, these mere mortals, just like you and me, as they peer over the edge, they calm their minds and steel their nerves with 4 simple words that have been whispered by the intrepid since the time of the Romans. Fortune favors the brave.
Did you guys catch that Satoshi name tag?
All right, Austin, thank you. All right, it's official. The home of the Miami Heat is now FTX Arena. The name was formally converted at an event at the arena just a short time ago. The name will stick around for the next 19 years. The Heat played its first game in the American Airlines Arena all the way back in January of 2000. Officials with FTX say today marks the start of a new era. Man, it's going to be hard to get used to saying that, though, isn't it? FTX, by the way, is a cryptocurrency exchange.
Can I talk to you about something?
Yeah, we talked about it. I got another 10 years left. Maybe 15.
Not that. This is big. What do you think? Are you in?
You know what? I'm in. Let's call everyone.
Hang on a minute. Oh, how dare you call this number? Okay, I'm in. Whatever. Who's that? That was my mom. Hey, don't eat that.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm in.
I'm in. Hey, Arthur, I quit.
I'm in.
T-Bone, is it the downstairs toilet again?
Hello, Tom. Doggy coin? Sue, Mark.
Are you in? I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. All right, this last one might be tough.
Nah, he loves you.
Probably just getting another dentist. This guy. First, even if you wanted to come back, we wouldn't take you.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, we would.
You're right, we would. What's up?
I'm getting into crypto. With FTX. You in?
What providing gives 360-degree access to the crypto markets with the ability to trade everything from alts to DeFi. I believe I'm in, but still hate you.
Understood.
Take care. Best of the family.
Is he in?
Yep,
Did he say he hates you?
he did.
Even on the phone, that guy sounds handsome.
Here we are, once more onto the beach. Now, give me the detonators.
No! You first!
You are in no position to negotiate.
Really? Is this what we're doing?
The Bitcoin on here will never be yours.
Boom! Nothing can stop me!
So that's how you got into crypto?
Yeah, no. I invested with Grayscale. Bitcoin exposure straight from my brokerage account.
Okay. What happened to the guy on the roof?
Digital currency investing begins with the Grayscale family of products. Go digital. Go Grayscale.
I love Bitcoin! Whoa, 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 Ross. This is my fantasy. And is your toilet seat up?
Whether you're a financial professional, an overseas worker, an entrepreneur, or a developer, you will find it faster, easier, more transparent, and more affordable to send, receive, and manage digital value. Our world world is in the midst of a profound transformation. We want that transformation to work for everyone. Here at Ripple, we're building financial solutions that are faster, more transparent, more sustainable, and more efficient. What took days will now take seconds. What was costly will now be more economical. Call it the Internet of Value. It's blockchain technology solutions that will help put trillions in trapped capital back to work. It's environmentally responsible crypto innovation for a world that demands sustainability. And it's a whole new way to create, move, exchange, and leverage digital value. We're not just after something more. We're after something greater, which is why we're building it together with researchers and policymakers, financial professionals, developers, and entrepreneurs. This is the journey we're on together, enabling a world without economic borders, not just for a few, but for everyone.
What do you guys think? Some pretty cool commercials, huh? I haven't seen most of them before. That's why I thought it was cool and I wanted to share them with you guys. I'm not sure how many of those are getting aired locally, but I know that those are on TV. So we got two top stars in those. We got Matt Damon and Tom Brady. The Brady commercial was pretty funny, I thought. The Ripple commercial at the end there was a little lengthy. I'm not sure how they're going to ever air that on TV. That was a 2-minute commercial. But it was definitely very knowledgeable. And that's what I feel like is one of the most important things, is to just get the knowledge out there, because most people just don't know about crypto, and either they're scared to get into it because they don't know enough about it, or the knowledge is not there. It's not very user friendly to get started in. It's there's no, what was that? That as well, you know. Yep. Yep. So it shies away right half the retail investors right there. So it's just pretty, it's cool to see all this mainstream media coming out and that crypto is being mainstream adopted. I'm not sure how many of you knew about the FTX arena. I didn't even know about that until this past week. I did not see media coverage on that. I knew about the crypto.com one, but that's pretty cool. I like that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What was that? Yes. And yep, he's a goofy looking fella. He is, but he's very smart. He's younger than he's younger than me, and he's worth way more than I'll ever be. God bless him. No, I have not. Oh, I did see that. Yep, I'll buy all the fucking Solana you have. Yeah. Yeah, I'll buy it all. He goes, yeah. That's the best, I know. All right, let's take a look at. Oh, sorry about that. Let's take a look at the next one. We don't want to watch that again. Let's look at the top performers of 2021. So we got our large cap coins. Everybody knows those. Bitcoin, that was up 60% this year total. Ethereum up 409%. Binance Coin up 1200%. Solana up 9,000%. Yeah, who's laughing now? That dude should have held on. Oh man. Cardano up 671%. XRP up 253%. Terra Luna up 12,852% for the year. Wow. That's the top performer right there. Was anybody in that coin? Oh my God. I know I was going to get in it when it was about $14 and I was saying it was too much. And I'm kicking myself hard now. Man. Yeah, I was almost in it at 14, but I didn't have the money back then, and it was too pricey and too sketchy for me. I didn't know too much about it. Polkadot, $27. That's up 233% for the year. Avalanche, there's another good gainer, 2,687% on the year. Doggy Coin. That's up 2,900% this year. That actually pumped quite a bit. If anybody was, I'm sure some of you guys were in that. I think that went up almost 10,000% at one point before it spiked back down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top movers of the year. So Gala, I know somebody in our group was in this coin, and this was the top mover of the year. So congratulations to you for picking that out. That moved 44,865%. Holy crap. Wow. Axie Infinity, that went up 15,988%. The Sandbox, 15,776%. Polygon, 14,381%. Terra Luna, again, was one of the top movers, 12,852%. Phantom Coin, another sleeper. That was, well, not really a sleeper, but that's a coin that I'm trying to look into, and I'm becoming more and more bullish on. That's up 12,000% this year. I wish I would have bought in earlier. Solana, looking at that number just makes me not want to buy now. Solana is up 9,279%. Kadena is up 8,863%. That Kadena coin is kind of a sleeper too. Nobody's really talking about that. At least I haven't heard anybody. The ticker's KDA. It is listed on KuCoin as well. It's definitely a sleeper because it slept by me and everyone in this group, to my knowledge. Harmony One, I know that's on a bunch of people's radar. That's up 5,328% on this year, which is pretty good. Decentraland is falling behind Sandbox, which kind of, to be honest, that surprised me a little bit because Decentraland was overpowering Sandbox in the beginning, and now they kind of flip-flop. But I think Snoop Dogg had a lot to do with that. But they're up 3,845% this year. What is your guys' take? Are you guys into any of these coins? Any questions, comments, concerns? That's what I said too, but what I was saying earlier, man, I don't know if you're in here or not. All of crypto is $700 million less than Apple's stock is worth right now. So there is so much potential for these coins to grow still. It's ridiculous. We're just not seeing it. We're just seeing high numbers here, but there's still much more higher numbers to come. I mean, once we get the mainstream adoption and we start getting more over-the-counter trading, we get rid of the fear and the scam fear, and we just get people educated on what this is. People will start buying in more. I definitely feel that way. I'm very, very bullish on it. just on crypto in general. We're so new into this. I know that Bitcoin's been out 13 years, but it's still new. Nobody's really even adopted it yet. So let's go ahead and take a look at my next slide. This is the another little video I put together for you guys. Well, I didn't really put it together, but I want to share it. This is got me very bullish on things, and this is let's just take a look at it. See what you guys think. You can formulate your own opinion.
Mr. Brooks, let's step back from digital assets and blockchain for a moment. Let's talk about where the internet was, where it's come to, where it's going, right? We're trying to level set here for policymakers. So originally, the internet was a read-only format, in essence. We're consuming information. And then there's additional layers that we place on. It became much more interactive. But counterintuitively, much more interactive, but much more centralized in Web 1, Web 2. What we're hearing now is Web 3. Policymakers need to understand the nature of Web 3. This is a hearing about a component of Web 3. Now, along those lines, what are the characteristics that defined Web 1 and Web 2?
Mr. McHenry, thank you very much for that question. I think that's critical to understanding what we're all trying to build here. So the characteristic of Web 1, if people remember their original AOL account, was an ability to look in a curated walled garden at a set of content that was not interactive but was presented to you on AOL the way that Time magazine used to show you the articles they wanted you to see inside of their magazine. Just you could see it on a screen. The innovation of Web 2 was that suddenly you could not only read content, but you could also write content. This is when the blogosphere became a big thing. People remember this from the late 90s, the early 2000s. The reason for the centralization of the internet, of course, was that all of that activity was being monetized by a very small number of companies. Facebook, as the chairwoman mentions, Google, and 2 or 3 other companies. What makes Web 3 different is the ability to own the actual network. And that's what crypto assets themselves represent, is an ownership stake in an underlying network. So when you hear people talk about, for example, layer 1 tokens, what they mean is this is your reward for providing the ledger maintenance services, the computing power to the network that on Web 1 and 2 was done by Google, right? So now people in my hometown of Pueblo, Colorado can actually own the Ethereum network, but they can't own the internet. That's owned by Google and a few other companies. That's what the project of crypto is all about, is allowing people to directly own the networks that have native assets that are supporting it, and that's the nature of decentralization, where the token holders are the people who control the asset, not
so
Google.
Token holders, for our language here on the Hill, those are digital assets, right? Which are the keys to open up the ledger for you to participate, right? Correct. So describe to us how those digital assets fit into this internet revolution, Web 3.
So the concept is that you have sort of application layer tokens and you have protocol layer tokens. So if I'm an owner of Bitcoin, let's say that I'm a miner of Bitcoin, somebody who actually creates Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is the reward I receive for doing the work to keep the network operational, and that allows me to own a piece of the Bitcoin blockchain. Or take Ethereum, which is easier to understand. The Ether token represents an ownership stake in the network, but on top of that network are all kinds of apps that get built on the network, much like the apps on your phone depend on the underlying network existing that lets the phone operate. And so people will make judgments about which network is likely to win, and they will invest in the tokens in that network much the same way you might invest in Google stock because you think Google is going to scale access to the original internet. The difference being here, you can vote on what happens in the future of a proof of stake network, for example. You can get rewarded through a proof of work token for maintaining a ledger on something like Bitcoin. But the real message here is that what happens on the decentralized internet is decided by the investors, versus what happens on the main internet is decided by Twitter, Facebook, Google, and a small number of other companies.
Okay, so getting this layer on digital assets right, for Congress to understand this, everything is built upon that on-ramp to this new internet. So very important for us to be sensitive to how this develops and any actions we take in terms of laws and updating laws to incorporate these new technologies.
Yeah, Mr. McHenry, couldn't agree more. And I think when you hear about all of the problems of different big tech companies, the importance of an owner-controlled network becomes clear.
Okay, owner-controlled network rather than a cooperative, right? And thinking in those terms.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you're not a part of management, you're not making a decision in Web 2. If you are a participant in the network, you're cooperating in the making of those decisions.
Exactly right.
Okay. So I ask this not to be insulting to the panel, but to have a level set here so we have an understanding of what we're talking about. This is not simply about you on this panel. It is about trillions of dollars of assets that did not exist before Satoshi wrote his white paper 13 years ago. It's about $3 trillion in notional value at this stage around the development of a whole new range, a whole new suite of technology that will be developed across the globe, whether or not the United States embraces it and wants to compete, or if it's pushed offshore. So as policymakers, we need to understand what we're talking about here. This is a small panel, important as you may be, a small panel about the discussion about Web 3. And so with that, Madam Chair, thank you for having this hearing, and I hope that we can have more understanding by policymakers about these important concepts. Thank you, Mr. Brooks.
Thank you very much. The gentlewoman from New York, Mrs. Maloney, who is also the chair of the House Committee on
So that was Mr. Brooks presenting, educating Congress on cryptocurrency and mainstream adoption. What did you guys think? Mr. Brooks, he's a crypto expert. Yeah, he definitely knows what he's talking about. I'm looking him up right now. Brian P. Brooks is an American lawyer, banker, entrepreneur, technologist, and former government official. He served as acting comptroller of the currency from May 29, 2020, succeeding the 31st comptroller of the currency, Joseph Otting, January 14, 2021. So he was briefly our comptroller. So he's definitely very knowledgeable. He went to Harvard University and the University of Chicago. I'm assuming that they would be reading from prepared notes in a big meeting. Like, you only get a certain amount of time. I do know that. But my major takeaway from that whole video was right at the end. Here, let's go back. Let's go. So that was the most important takeaway from the whole thing, in my opinion, is that they're now recognizing the blockchain, the government is, and how important it's going to be throughout the world, and whether or not the United States wants to be a part of it or not, it will move forward, with or without them. So that was my major takeaway from that. I don't know what you guys thought. And then the last thing I just want to look at is some NFT stuff from 2021. There was way too much to put together for you guys, so I'm just going to go over to the website. 2021 has been a hell of a year for NFTs. I'm sure a lot of people in this group know that. A couple people in here have been trading back and forth in them. Some have made pretty good money. So NFTs were around before 2021, just not that many people really knew about them. They've been getting really hot last year. As recently as last summer, the floor price of a CryptoPunk was only a little more than 1 ETH. Mind you, ETH was worth a lot less, which it was. And in the summer, Visa bought a CryptoPunk for $150K. Just keep that in mind when I talk about mainstream adoption. Everybody in the backdrop is slowly buying into crypto, slowly putting it into their portfolios. That's just very underreported and undercovered by the media. They're into too much bull crap right now with politics and COVID, and they just don't cover the good stuff anymore. So the rise of NFTs, we think of NFTs now, we most often think of them as profile pictures on social media or picture for proof, but NFTs actually work under the hood. There's a lot of code that goes into these. NFTs are code on the blockchain that ensures a function can only be triggered in limited amount of times. Let's say that we want to create or mint an NFT called Cute Kitties. The function determines that only 8,888 of these kitties could be made, and if someone tries to mint an additional one, the blockchain will return an error. So that's pretty cool. That's how the blockchain works as well. For you people who don't know, once you create a smart contract, everything that you create through that contract will be linked to it. And if you go ahead and try to make a copy of this, it won't have the same hash, TXN hash, and it'll be immediately recognized as fake, which is pretty cool. The blockchain is very open sourced, and anybody can go and look into it. So moreover, all these 8,888 entries on the blockchain are unique. That is what makes the non-fungible token. Similar to how wallet address functions like a unique locker that allows you to access tokens, and this way you can think of NFTs as unique tokens. Every NFT is its own token in a sense. So here's a little example of fungibility when explaining the dollar bill is fungible, and a dollar bill signed by Andy Warhol is non-fungible. So a dollar bill, there's unlimited of them, and this dollar bill signed by Andy Warhol, there's only one. If that kind of makes any sense. So NFTs are verifiably scarce, portable, and programmable digital goods. There will be a lot more use cases than just PFPs, profile pictures, for NFTs in the future. An obvious one is digital art, and we'll get to that one in more detail in a moment. The art sector is a massive market for preserving and passing on wealth. As our lives increasingly move online, art will too, which we all know that. There's been some Beeple art that's sold for insane amounts of money. Millions of dollars. Right here, $69 million. Beeple, a digital artist who goes by the real world name of Mike Winkleman, sold his first piece the first 5,000 days for an astonishing $69 million at Sotheby's auction house. Now, that's the third most expensive piece of art ever auctioned. Just keep that in mind. So cryptocurrency is no joke. So the floor prices, most things do have a floor price. This is just talking about Beeple's floor price, an example. Not all NFT collections were as expensive as Beeple's hit piece, but floor prices, the price of a collection's cheapest piece, exploded in 2021. While CryptoPunks changed hands in 2019 for between $60 and $600, the same punks traded between $600 and $3,500 in 2020. However, in 2021, those exact same punks traded for $480,000 to $1.25 million. That's a huge return. Huge. Oh, can't see the screen? Man, you guys could have spoke up. Thanks for letting me know. Let me pull that back up. Dun, dun, dun. Go over here. Is that better? There you go. Well, at least you could hear me talking. You didn't miss much. There is no pictures. Well, the one picture here. So yeah, it's definitely no joke. The price of NFTs. You can see clearly here how much they've increased in value. Just CryptoPunks alone. We're not even talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club, and they're down here. According to NFTfloorprice.com, the floor price on the two most important NFT collections, the CryptoPunks and the Bored Ape Yacht Club, is 65 ETH and 54 ETH at the time of writing. Only those two collections alone accounted for sales volume of over $100 million in 2021. And that's on Ethereum blockchain as well. And that's expensive. So, not much you can do. But I'm not going to get into a CryptoPunks or the Bored Ape Yacht Club anytime soon, unless somebody happens to sell one for a mistake price again. So here's a punk right here that was bought for 86 ETH. Jeez. Wow, I just can't believe it. The CryptoPunks are the undisputed OGs when it comes to NFTs. Incredibly, you were able to mint them for free in 2017. Larva Labs released a collection. That kind of origin story is what earns you cultural icon status and is a big reason you may expect CryptoPunks to retain their value, even if the NFT market experiences a big correction. That's crazy. You get these for free in 2017, and they're now worth $500,000. Wow. I wish I was in the crypto back then. Here's a couple Bored Ape yachts. These things are very expensive too. So there's 10,000 unique apes that launched in May 2021 for 0.8 ETH each. And the team managed to build an incredibly dedicated community with an active Discord that attracted a couple of big names, two spin-offs of the original Bored Ape Kennel Club, where apes received a pet dog for free, and then the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, a collection of mutated apes, were also successful, albeit not as much as the original. But still, Bored Ape Yacht Club is nothing to bat eyelash at. They actually get together and do big things and spend big money on these get-togethers. And if you own an ape, you can go. I'm pretty sure they send you tickets and everything, plane tickets, everything you need. What's this Meat Bits? The Meat Bit style. Buyback account now holds 24 Meat Bits in addition to the 40 Meat Bits in the pool. Meat Bits were launched at the same time CryptoPunks and initially got a bit of headwind because half the collection went to CryptoPunk holders. Still, the unique 3D voxel characters are holding up well, although their floor price is at 2.6 ETH, well short of the top dogs. Jeez, that's still expensive. Then we got Mona Lisa here. Nouns is an attempt at improving the formation of on-chair avatar communities, with each avatar being equally rare. Every day, one avatar is auctioned. As such, rarity is built into project by design. Nouns is maybe the most unusual NFT project that generates almost no trading volume, also because its floor price sits at a hefty 55 ETH. Wow. That's pretty high. So then we have Loot. Loot is dead. Nobody cares about that project anymore. Loot was a project that generated an incredible amount of hype during its launch in September. Unlike most other NFT collections, it's not a PFP collection, but a text-based token that you can create around anything you wish. This deliberate ambiguity and simplicity was well received in the crypto community. Immediately, a community formed around the project and started building utility around the text-based tokens. So then we have the Mechaverse, was also the exact opposite of Loot and is probably the most anticipated NFT launch ever, which is weird because I never heard about it before. I don't know if any of you have. They were generating an enormous amount of hype in the run-up. 120,000 people tried to mint these at once. Tried to mint one of the robots, leading to a very healthy floor price of 5 ETH right after launch. However, as often is the case, the hype did eventually not keep up with the expectations, and Mechaverse saw a pretty brutal crash to a floor price of just 0.69 ETH. So you can read the full story here, which we're not going to do. And now the stars are starting to get into NFTs. We got Jimmy Fallon buying a Bored Ape Yacht Club. Stephen Curry's got a Bored Ape Yacht Club. Logan Paul's got a Bored Ape Yacht Club. We got Shaq has a Bored Ape Yacht Club. On this one, cool, I'll check it out in a little bit. So South Park's talking about NFTs. Ethereum gas prices have surged because of NFTs. We all know that. I don't operate on Ethereum anymore. Solana's really starting to crank it up with the NFT world. Actually, Melania Trump has her NFT platform hosted on Solana Network. She's already launched one NFT that was pretty successful, and she is about to auction another one, a physical hat and a physical painting and a digital painting. These are all one-of-one items, and the auction starts at $250,000, and it's only buyable in Solana. So that's pretty bullish right there. There's still some growing pains here and there, but safe to say that with a $1 billion in evaluation across millions of assets, hundreds of thousands of collectors, and thousands of unbridled creators, making a living, phase one of NFTs on Solana is in full force. I would agree with them totally on that. I don't know what your guys' take is on that, but I'm very bullish on Solana. And then it looks like Monolith Influencer also has a degenerate bastard. Whatever that is, or degenerate ape. So that's it for the NFTs. Oh, looks like we got a little Solana Punks thing starting up. That might be something very lucrative to get into. Solana Punks volume's up 38%, and the average SOL price is up 29%. Punks on Solana, these might be a good thing to get into if these get anywhere near the crypto punks. Even touching, it would be good. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Solana art. So right now they're going about 4 ETH for Solana, I mean, which is nothing to bat an eyelash at. Solana right now is trading $150 something. Let's go ahead and look at the lowest one. Yeah, 4.74 is the floor price. So it looks like we're getting in a little late, but if these things even double like the crypto punks did, there you go. You never know. Solana punks. So, you guys got any questions? Questions, comments, concerns? All right, cool. Well, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I know Nick was in here, but he's not in here now. So unfortunately, looks like we're not going to have a Knicks pick this week. Maybe he could pop in and later, maybe he could do a little recording of his own and throw that up for us. That would be pretty awesome. I'll reach out to him, see if he could do that. He did have something picked out for this week. I think I just spoke a little too long, and he couldn't speak, or he should have interrupted me. That's all I got this evening. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Yeah, not a problem. You guys have a good evening, and I'll see you next week.